We are back here, episode monthly show for the month of September 2023. Vinny, what are you eating?
Popcorn. You didn't give me a chance to chew on that one. I was just like 5, 4. I'm like, damn it.
Evan's face is not being shown. He's really being radioed tonight.
No, he's there.
No, I'm there. I just shut it off for a few seconds because I had to bring myself down from your thirst.
My thirst. Wait, so it was a little choppy at the end of the last segment. It was like going through turbulence. If this was an airplane, it was going through turbulence. What did you say at the end of the last segment?
Who, me?
We said that you play for OnlyFans.
You think you paid for her OnlyFans?
I wish. I would do that. Yes.
And I said you have your lotion right by your bedside, and you have the computer.
Yeah.
How much is the OnlyFans?
Hey.
Oh, turn the card around so the viewers can see.
No.
So that we don't have to pay for it,
Yeah.
and it could be on you.
I'm not that generous. Anyway,
so many subscriptions, they're going to remortgage his house.
Yeah, right.
No, I don't own a house. Actually, I gotta pay to keep the DerekShapiroShow.com up. I gotta pay like $200 something this month for the back end of the DerekShapiroShow.com.
I may have to do the same for VinnyTheBooch.com, which I hope I can do it.
Oh my god, it's like, oh my god, but
yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, I carry the Boochcast on my network too. You carry my show on your network. So, but anyway, I got to pay that $200 something pretty soon.
So what are you trying to tell? What are you trying to tell Vinny? You trying to tell Vinny to go half?
No, I got to pay my website.
I tried to get him. Here's the thing. I tried to get him to go half when he started advertising on the Boochcast, but
yeah.
I was telling him like, dude, because at one point I was like, hey man, I don't know if I can keep this website going because it's annual thing. So I tried to convince Derek to go half, and like, Jesus, you would have thought I was trying to get him to sell military secrets or something.
Well, no. Mine cost $200 something. How much does yours cost?
Like right now it's about $264, but they're trying to offer me a deal where it can be $204 and I pay every 2 years, which I'm considering.
Yeah, mine's $200 something too.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but that's like once a year. They're willing to lower the price and do it every 2 years, which I'm debating, but I got time.
Oh, that's true too. Mine's once a year, I think. I don't know. I got to see about the two. Yeah, I don't know. I got to say about that. But anyway, so we got to talk about Sofi Saint and me meeting Bernie Sanders and Vanessa Cartlon's husband. So okay, so Sofi Saint, how this thing went up. One of my friends who's a karaoke DJ and who's a radio DJ here in Rhode Island, I saw her having Sofi Saint at the former place where I worked. Okay. And Dylan and Vinny know the story. Okay. So what happened was I reached out to Sofi Saint's people. She is a great R&B singer, and her and her husband came over the house, my apartment, a few weeks ago. I reached out to her cousin, who's her manager. Her husband's the manager, not knowing my friend is her publicist. So I got the interview. My friend thought it was shady that I went behind her back, but I want to get on my own merits, which I got on my own merits. And Vinny, I asked all of you guys if you want to interview her. Only Vinny was available. Vinny, what do you think about Sofi Saint's interview that we did together?
I thought it was great. She was very much an open book, which I liked because there were some aspects about her outside of music that I found intriguing. And I did go into some detail about it, but there were some things I didn't mention because we didn't have time. Like, for example, I was reading her bio because I do homework before I interview anybody. I need to know exactly what the hell's going on. Plus, I try to find intriguing stuff. And I learned that she grew up, her father is a Seventh-day Adventist pastor.
Right.
So that's like,
Ooh, yeah.
and basically they believe in like, they talk a lot about the end of the world. That's pretty much what that religion's about. And
Right.
there were some speculations. Now, obviously I didn't accuse anything, and I made sure to word this correctly because I did not want to be disrespectful. But a lot of people consider the Seventh-day Adventist is labeled as a cult. And the reason it's labeled as a cult, and I didn't say this during Sophie Saint's interview, but I'll say it here because I have time. The reason they're labeled as a cult is because in the 90s, and we talked about this on Boochcast Reviews, Dark Side of the 90s, me and Zach, there was an episode called A Tale of Two Cults. And it talked about two major cults that existed in America in the 90s. One was called Heaven's Gate. The other was called the Branch Davidians. Now, Heaven's Gate was basically a group of weirdos. Nobody really threatening, just people that felt like a mothership was coming to bring them home, and they were going to leave their vessels and go on to some other place. And they were the ones that the phrase drank the Kool-Aid came from them. Basically.
Oh, yeah.
Because they organized a mass suicide to go be with them. So they weren't really like threatening people at all. They were just weirdos. So they were harmless, but still a little messed up in the head. The Branch Davidians, on the other hand, were like a doomsday, damn near borderline terrorist cult. And David Koresh is probably the biggest scumbag on earth.
Wow.
Like literally, like if I described him to you, you'd want to kill him. And basically the Branch Davidians, David Koresh was a Seventh-day Adventist. Like his parents were raised in that. So they get a bad name because of David Koresh and the Branch Davidians and the incident in Waco, Texas. So I asked her, a lot of people label this as a cult, and I made it clear to let her know, I'm not saying she's in one, but what is it about the Seventh-day Adventists, for those who don't know, and why it's labeled a cult? So she makes it clear it's not a cult, and that a lot of the things that we hear are bullshit, and they're basically just a normal religion that believes in normal religious things. And I only say that because I can't remember off the top of my head the exact answer she gave. But so that was something that intrigued me the most about Sophie Saint, was I wanted to know about that. And then, of course, we got into the music and her. This woman been able to sing since she was 2.
Yes. Oh,
That's
and
crazy to me.
we did a little duet together. Because she sings like Michael Jackson. She talks like Michael Jackson a little bit. She has like a, the hey, Michael Jackson, like that kind of pitch. but so
Wow.
out of all songs, guess what she picks?
Man in the Mirror.
No. We are the world. We are the children. So you hear a little bit of the duet between me and Sophie Saint singing "We Are the World." How do we do it together?
If she had picked "Man in the Mirror," I would have had like 50 other questions to go with that. Like, okay, this conversation is going a whole other direction. But at least he's a man in the mirror.
But Vinny, what do you think about our duet? How would you consider our mini duet, me and Sophie's?
I'm gonna say this. To put it in wrestling terms,
yes,
Sophie carried you and made you look like $1 million.
Thank you. Well, like, Trina did too.
You sounded like Sophie was able to work around you to where both of you sounded good, even though we've all heard your singing before, so we know what to expect. But next to Sophie, Sophie somehow made it work. Like the two of them together. Like if Derek sang with Sophie, you wouldn't even notice how bad Derek is. That's how.
I mean, we have a world with Trina.
It's a compliment.
But me and Trina, when we did We Are the World at the karaoke contest, wasn't that good too? Me and Trina.
Look, I don't know. You have to ask.
You're trash. You're trash. Your singer's trash.
Damn.
Evans just went straight for it.
Evans just went for the throat. Shit.
You remember the Trina duet, don't you?
I love it.
But Vinny, you remember the Trina duet, right?
No, I never heard it.
Yes, I played it for you. You said it sounded like dogs.
Well, yeah. I mean, I now granted, I did at first. I was looking for the dying cat in the room. Then I found out there was no dying cat in the room.
We are the world. We are the children. We are the
He
ones who
sounds
make the
sounds like a
greatest
dying hyena.
I have just been
No, just
violated.
kidding.
Okay. We're all going to do a collab for We Are the World, okay?
I don't think we're all good singers.
No.
None of us are. We're not.
Well, me and Evans has a duet that's out now called Ebony and
No.
Ivory.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry, Evans, but that you and him singing, that wasn't it. Not like I'm any better either. I'm just being truthful.
Carry Derek. I carried
What?
Derek on that one.
You
Derek was
carried?
yes.
No,
No one
I'm
got
just kidding.
carried on this. No, what are you talking about?
I was it was bad. I don't know. Like Derek had energy. He had more energy than I did. So
That's the secret. Like the thing is, some people are good with certain songs. Like I Will Walk 500 Miles. Derek kills that.
yes,
Other
that
songs
I give him.
What makes it work is the fact that he's jumping around and he's got the enthusiasm.
Yeah,
Everybody in the bar is drunk. So if you're loud, it works.
yeah, and then he's like,
It's a
da, da, da,
secret.
da.
There's a trick. There's a million different formulas, but it works. Like him
Yes.
just doing a song and going da da, and everybody going crazy because they love loud noises, and he's like da 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 da, and he's jumping around in a circle.
Well, even
Somehow that works. Like him just going da 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 da.
well, even when it's in America, coming to America today.
Well, yes, that's America. People are patriotic. You can get away with that song.
Now,
Yeah.
now Dylan and Chucky Seymour have a hit song out now called Uptown Girl. Okay.
No.
Chucky carried you, Dylan.
What are you talking about? No one got carried. None of us are great singers, and especially Chucky.
Hold on.
He's not. Here we
Hold
go.
on. Chucky Seymour's here. How you guys doing? Okay.
Hey.
Uptown Girl. You're working at
You would think that Chucky Seymour would change the shirt and not wear Derek's shirt.
This is Yanni.
Seriously, you just shop at the same store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I have a hit song out now called I'm a Chucky Seymour and a Chucky Seymour.
No.
Yo, you know how bad it is? StreamYard is pausing Derek.
World, wrapped in plastic. And then my
They're
other
trying to
song,
censor him.
They're trying to censor you.
They're clicking the censor
Well-
button. Like, stop it.
and then my other song by Aerosmith. Pink, it's the color of passion. Pink, it's my new obsession.
Jesus, please come back.
I sing way better than
Jesus,
Jared.
take the wheel.
Hold on. Hi, I'm back.
Wow, Chucky Seymour and Derek shot at the same show store.
By
Yes.
the way, No Lips, No Teeth Part 2 comes out. Oh, the next No Lips, No Teeth movie comes out next year. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, so another thing I want to talk about. So I went to this Bernie Sanders thing, and I met Vanessa Carlton's husband, not Vanessa Carlton, but who sings 1,000 Miles. She sings with Counting Crows, the Big Yellow Taxi. Well, her husband was there. The name is what's his name now? I'm in the group Deer Tick. His name is, hold on for a second. His name in the group Deer Tick. The husband's name is John McCauley. So he was getting in his car, taking his daughter for lunch afterwards, and I did a quick interview with Vanessa Cartlon's husband. So then before that, Bernie Sanders comes. I'm waiting for Bernie Sanders to come. This other podcaster who bashed Bernie Sanders ruined my chance to ask him a good question. But I said, Bernie, how's it feel to be here? And he did not ignore me, but until the other guy kind of ruined it. I played you the version of what happened. Vinny, what do you think of the other guy that tried to bash Bernie Sanders?
Okay. Well, obviously I can see why you're pissed because you're trying to get questions, but
On an entertainment level, not really political level.
yeah. And the guy was angry, but technically he's not wrong.
But a wrong place.
He's not wrong because he was talking about Bernie being a sellout, and to an extent, he is. The problem is the word sellout gets thrown around so much that people forget what the term really means.
Right.
And a sellout is someone who goes against, who doesn't, basically, if you don't practice what you preach, you're a sellout. Basically, like if you're being honest about who you are, you're not a sellout. Like, for example, like I talk about, like certain things in wrestling that I don't like. I'm very vocal about it, but I said I can acknowledge it if it's done the right way, like high spot wrestling. In general, I hate it, but you're not going to see me kiss up to people that I don't. If I say I don't like this person, you're not going to see me hanging out, taking pictures with the guy. That's sellout. For example, Bernie Sanders' biggest thing when he ran in 2016 was being against corruption and the establishment and the government that's rigged and has donors and all that crap. That's why, like, when I had a lot of friends who were Republicans and Democrats, I told them the same thing. If you're a Democrat and you want to see a change, go with Bernie. If you're a Republican and you want to see change, go with Trump. The rest of them are a waste of your vote. And I said that from day one because both of them wanted the same thing. That's why, and there were a lot of people who were voting for Bernie because they believed in what he was saying. To the point when he lost the nomination, people didn't want to vote. The biggest hashtag was Bernie or bust. And they were trying to get the Bernie people, they were trying to get the Bernie people to vote for Hillary, but no one wants to vote for Hillary because nobody likes her because she's pure freaking evil. But then Bernie turns around and endorses Hillary for president. Now, I get it. Most of the time, if you're a part of a political party, you endorse the main candidate. But you cannot say, I am against corruption, I am a man of the people, the government is rigged and all this crap, when they clearly fucked him with the superdelegates. They clearly fucked this guy over.
No Vaseline.
But then he turns around and says, I'm backing Hillary. That made him a sellout. Because you can't say I hate the establishment and then endorse the establishment. When I saw that, it reminded me of that episode of Family Guy where Stewie was at Woodstock sitting on the stool going, establishment, you always know what's best. Boo, learn the rules. That's how I felt.
Bottom line is, I tried to ask him when he came out of the building, and I should have asked him this. This is the only question I should have asked him. And this would have been so good. Because he comes from Vermont.
Is this going to be a serious question or a troll question?
No, I would have asked this. I was trying to ask this. This would have been so good.
Or maybe it's my internet.
What Ben and Jerry's flavor is your favorite?
What?
Nobody heard that. Nobody heard any of that shit.
No, I heard it. And I'm like, what the fuck kind of
What did you say?
That? He said, what Ben and Jerry's flavor is your favorite? You got Bernie Sanders, and that's what you're going to ask him? Are you what?
Hello, he's from Vermont.
My God.
He's from
my
Vermont.
God. Oh, my God. Even I got it.
Vermont.
Oh, my God.
He's from Vermont.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Yeah. We all turn off our cameras on you.
Hello, he's from Vermont.
This is our version of us turning our backs on you.
But look, Evans, he's from Vermont.
What's that got to do with anything? Why?
Yes.
Nobody cares. That might be a warm-up question before you get to the big one. But if you only got a short amount of time, you don't throw that in there.
That's all you have time for. He's from
That's
Vermont.
That's like River. That's like River when we saw Andy Graham. You know what he asked? He was like, "Oh, what's your favorite Cars movie?" or something like that.
Yes.
That's not something to ask.
But yeah, but that's okay. Well, I'll play devil's advocate on that one. That's a kid. A kid's gonna ask a crazy question like that. A grown ass man needs a better question than that.
True.
I understand that from like 12 years. Okay, River's like what, 10, 11, 12? I don't know.
This was like maybe like 3-4 years ago when this happened.
Okay, so I'm like, but
Yeah,
River's a
13,
kid. Okay,
14.
kids are gonna ask.
Yeah.
Kids are gonna ask ridiculous questions like that. Devin's a grown ass man asking somebody what his favorite ice cream flavor is. What the fuck?
But he's
What are you
friends
trying
with
to date him?
mom.
What are you
No,
trying to
but get
date him?
No, but get it. Ben and Jerry's, Bernie Sanders both come from Vermont. They're both good flavored ice cream.
Nobody would get that, Derek.
And
But
no one
you.
He might have been better if that was what you're gonna ask. He might have been better off being taunted by that guy.
Yes.
Like what? I mean, he saved you from embarrassing yourself because that's what every comment on YouTube would be. That's the question you ask him, really?
Yeah.
Like that would be like,
Well,
why?
No, but the only question that I had time for was the car was going by. It says, "How you doing today?" That's all I asked. I would have been better with the Ben and Jerry's question.
No, you want it.
No,
Well,
that was
No.
actually a better
How
question.
you doing would have been better.
How you doing was way better.
But here's the thing: speaking of Ben and Jerry's, you know how Jimmy Fallon has his own late night thing, and Stephen Colbert has his own Ben and Jerry's flavor.
Yeah.
Tell
Did you buy any of it? Did you support them? Did you buy it?
No. But the whole point is, just wait till they have the D Shop and the flavor one, or the Booch flavor, or the Evans A. Darrell's flavor, or the Dylan Snyder flavor. That'll be the best.
I don't even know what flavor that would be for any of us. Like what?
Oh, for me,
Yeah, right.
For me, it'd be like peanut butter coffee, caramel, and maple.
Okay.
I don't know how that all.
All
It
mixed
probably
together.
would be good.
All mixed together. Maple, caramel, peanut butter, and maple, caramel,
Hey.
coffee. Yes.
You know what you should do? You should try that on one of your car segments.
Ooh, eat in the car with D Shop. I put like a nice logo with D Shop flavor of Ben and Jerry's. Imagine it takes off. Bam.
Wait.
No,
Wait,
I was serious about that
What's
thing.
the title of that show?
I do eating in the car segment.
In the car.
It's called eating in the car.
Okay, good. Okay.
No.
I didn't hear the end part. I thought I was about to sue him for like.
No. I have a segment. If I get free food from different places,
I have an eating in the car show. I'm like, wait, what?
I would have to get free food from Ben and Jerry's. I only do the car, eating in the car segment if I get like free food. Like if I went down the street, like I even did it in Georgia. I got free food from Bay Breeze Seafood in Marietta, and Marietta Seafood one time. Marietta fish food. I got like a nice fish platter from both those restaurants, and I ate in the car a river.
How'd you get it for free?
I'm Derek Shapiro.
He told them a joke. He told them a joke.
No.
And they said, "Here's the food. Just don't tell another one."
No, I showed my ball. No, I'm kidding. No.
You can have the whole menu. Make it stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
No, I showed him my balls. No.
He said he showed him his balls.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh God.
I showed my meatballs. No.
Oh my God.
All right, we'll be back. Was the Sofi Saint interview and Bernie Sanders, Vanessa Cartlon, all that fun stuff. We'll be back at the end of the show. All right.
That's a great segment. That's a great segue, huh?
Yes.
He went from
We'll
balls to Sofi.
Oh God. We'll be back.